All right, let's talk about a city that's famous for one thing in particular, its color. I'm talking about Jodhpur. You've probably heard it called the Blue City, right? Well, today we're going to dig into the story behind that nickname. How did it all happen?
So I want you to imagine something. You're standing on a hill, and below you is this huge, sprawling city. But the first thing you notice is almost every single house is painted this incredible shade of blue. It's like a sea of indigo. That's Jodhpur. That's the image that people have carried with them for centuries. I mean, it's a whole city basically defined by one single color. Which, of course, leads to the big question, why? Why blue? Where did this tradition even come from? To figure that out, we've got to rewind the clock, way back to the beginning.
Okay, so let's set the stage. The story of the blue paint is totally wrapped up in the story of how the city itself came to be. It all kicked off when a new kingdom needed a new capital. Let's get specific. We're going all the way back to 1459. And the main character here is a guy named Rao Jodha. He was the chief of the Marwar clan, and he's the one who decided to found a new city, a city that would eventually be called Jodhpur, named right after him.
Now, Rao Jodha didn't just, throw a dart at a map. This was a super strategic move. He picked this big, rocky hill to build his new capital on. And the reason? It was a massive defensive advantage. Smart thinking.
And when you've got the perfect strategic hill, what's the first thing you build? A fort, of course. And not just any fort, but one of the most incredible, imposing forts in all of India. Just to give you an idea of how massive this is, the hill itself is about 400 feet high. So this fort, which they named Mehrangarh Fort, wasn't just for defense. Oh no, it was a statement, a symbol of power that you could see from miles away. But here's the thing about Mehrangarh. It wasn't just a military base, not even close. Inside those huge walls, you've got these stunning palaces, beautiful temples, and even museums packed with the history of the whole region. It was literally the heart of the kingdom.
And it's no exaggeration. To this day, Mehrangarh Fort is known as one of the biggest and strongest forts in the whole country. Its reputation is totally earned. It's just as impressive as everyone says.
Okay, so we have the city, we have this amazing fort, but wait a minute. We still haven't answered our big question, have we? What's the deal with all the blue?
All right, here we go. This is what we've been building up to. Why are the houses blue? Why did this city, growing right at the foot of this massive fort, adopt this one specific color?
You know, what's really cool is that there isn't just one simple answer. The most popular theory is that, originally, the blue paint was only used to mark the homes of Brahmins, who are the priestly caste. Kind of like a status symbol. But there are other ideas too, more practical ones. Some people think the blue paint mixture helps keep termites away, which is a huge deal. Another theory? The color blue is just really good at reflecting the sun and keeping houses cool in that intense desert heat. So whether it started for social or practical reasons, eventually everyone started doing it. And that's how we got the blue city we know today. So, you take that incredible history, the fort, the city, this unique tradition of color, and it all comes together to create the Jodhpur of today. And let me tell you, today, Jodhpur is a huge deal. It's one of the top spots for tourists in all of Rajasthan. People come from all over the world just to see it for themselves, to soak in that history and that amazing culture. And what do they come to see? Well, the history, of course. That amazing Mehrangarh Fort we talked about is a massive draw. But there are other places too, like the incredible Umayyad Bhawan Palace. It's a city where the past really feels like it's right there with you. Which kind of leaves us with this one last thought. It's pretty amazing, right? How a single color, a tradition that might have started with just one group of people, can become the entire identity of a city. The whole world knows Jodhpur as the Blue City. It really makes you think, how many other places out there are defined so completely by just one thing, by one simple choice?